Dungeons and Dragons, Ice. Yes, we're back again with another session, and I have some good news. Our party is leveled up from level 4 for their exploits through the ice cave and braving the wilderness of the ice continent. And so I feel it's appropriate for us to go around and say what each character got with their level up. So anyone want to start? Should we do this in order? The Discord order?
Oh, sure. The Discord order. So we don't start with Sigurd, we start with me.
Yeah.
So Sinbad has gained many new abilities, and I had to think long and hard about them. But now I have the power of shape water, which is just basically water bending. So if my clothes get wet again, I can get the water out.
Did it
before it freezes?
Did it manifest when you fell through the ice?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about
it. Might have been something he came up with while he was freezing to death.
Yeah.
And that was the new cantrip. The new spell he got is blind and deafness. Mm-hmm. Because making people go blind is a good time, I think, and it's not concentration. And then also, we were going to have Bree give him spell scrolls for Misty Step forever, but now he just magically can do that without having to care. Fey touched.
he was
and now
touched by Xerneas while he was down there too.
Yeah, and there's a dissonant whispers, so he can now make your mind scream on your behalf.
Very cool. What did Aiden get, Ice?
All right, well, Aiden, just kind of learned a few new tricks here, better ways to kind of pierce through some armor. So now pretty much anything I use with the piercing, what's the word? Component, material?
Damage type.
Damage type. I don't know why I was thinking the other two, but yeah, basically any damage type that's piercing now, I can do a lot better with that. Maybe occasionally, get a little bit better at where I was actually trying to hit people, or on the off chance, get right through that armor. Yeah. So that just kind of means I'm a little more dexterous, and yeah.
I like to think of it as like everything slows down, and then like you see, it's like Fallout where you see all like the weak points.
It's that.
Yeah.
Hit chance.
Yeah. All right. What did Sabrina get, Quill?
Sabrina got a few new spells, notably Alarm, so that it's easier to sleep more soundly at night, and Scorching Ray, so that she can shoot fire. And I guess during her evening studies that she usually does, she had a large breakthrough and has now acquired the Eldritch Adept feature and can cast Mage Armor at will.
It was probably to protect her from the water bending.
Yeah. Maybe she got like more proficient with it with all the like string of 2s being rolled last time.
Yes.
And last but not least, what did Sigurd get?
So Sigurd got a relatively more simple level compared to the rest of the group, but he did learn to master a few more runes or how to master a few more runes and carve them out, which can mimic certain spells, and we'll be seeing that possibly today.
Cool. I find it funny no one actually took just the pure ASI, all feats.
Oh, I wanted to.
Yeah, I wasn't too many odd numbers that I just...
He's the only one.
I am not happy about only having a save DC of 13.
You'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I have a spell save of 14, so obviously we're all good.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Immediately rolls now ones.
Right.
What could possibly go wrong?
TPK.
Yeah. All right. So I guess at this point we do the recap, and who wants to do it? I think Tog did it last time, so one of you three could do it if you want. or you could
I
force me
mean,
to
as
do it.
always, I vote for Quill.
Mhm.
So I'm going to do it so he's isolated out.
Okay,
And
so
then he
next,
has to do it.
unless
All
someone
right.
else volunteers next time.
No, you will. All right, so last time on the ice campaign, we decided to head out and go to the Hallowed Flames, and on our way we ran into a bunch of abominable Obama snow. Well, actually, before that, we found a nice like ice rink, and there was a chest in the middle, and Bree told Sinbad to go get it. Now he fell through and turned out and came out as a popsicle. Then the Obama snow showed up, and then they started roughing everyone up. And then we eventually took them down, and we're like, it's time to camp out for the day. That was hard work, and now we are more powerful than before.
So you're telling me it was just that encounter last time?
Well, we also got the ice statue out of it.
Are you behind by a session?
Am I behind by a session?
Yeah, because first you got the coal from Gunther, right? And he told you not to open it or
That was
expose it.
implied.
And then you headed out, and then you went to the cabin, which was it was run by the Expedition Society, right?
Oh yeah,
Where you
that
met
part.
where you met a Flygon that passed out on a table, and you rented out some rooms between 68 and 70, and you talked to the leader. Remember that, or of the Expedition Society? Well, assistant leader of the air branch.
Apollo doesn't count.
And he bought a statue off of Sabrina, and she happily sold that.
Which is why we went after the second statue, which was a mistake.
Yeah, well, needless to say, I needed to cover that. I'm usually pretty lenient with these, but you forgot the big first part there.
This, folks, is why we take notes during session.
I wrote down Apollo's name. I didn't write down where we met him.
All right.
You know where we got all the hot chocolate?
And well,
I
he got
mean,
tea.
Sinbad has an intelligence of an 8. He has a -1 on his history. This is in character, right?
Very.
Nah.
All right, let's start off. So we start off with you making camp far away from these Obama snow. You knocked them out, and they're kind of by that little lake now. Throughout the night, your fire kind of it dies occasionally with the pickup in weather from the nighttime environment in this winterscape. But with 2 fire Pokemon, you can get it back and going. But while you're sleeping, and I'll assume all of you are kind of alternating watch too. Why don't you roll a D8 for me?
Everyone?
All right,
Everyone.
Here we go.
All right.
All of the people.
T8s.
This-
Oh boy. Oh.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's music.
I got an 8, I win.
Yeah. Okay.
No ones.
So, this fire is dying out through the night, and Sinbad and Sabrina have to be the ones to rekindle it. And thanks to some of the firewood Sigurd has gathered, you're able to keep it roaring and yourselves warm for the night without freezing. You wake up the next day. Your fire is still going, and where are you guys right now? Let's open up the map as well. I open that up on here too. Whoop, whoop. There you are. All right. So now you're gonna roll 3 d20s for the temperature.
Oh, 3 D20s. Oh boy.
Oh, man.
So you're going out there now.
Who wants to do the rolls?
I'll go ahead and do so.
All right. Ooh.
27.
That's not bad.
7.
That's
Could be worse.
you're still good. You're all right. All right. And you're going to head out. You can see the mountain off in the distance, so you got a good you got a good landmark to follow, so it's pretty hard to get lost right now.
This is day 3 of 14.
Wouldn't it be 4? We did take a 24-hour.
Yeah, you guys had... So the way they're doing... I should explain this to the audience. The way we're doing long rests out in this environment is if they do more than 4 hours of travel out in this place, they have to do a 24-hour rest to get all their stuff back. And the logic behind that is, just imagine being on a flight for 5 hours and just how you feel after that. Well, these guys are trudging across this, like, barren winter wasteland all day long, and that's got to do something to you. But if they reach, like, somewhere where they can actually get a comfortable rest, that's all they need to... They just need the 8 hours to get all their stuff back. But as long as they're camping out, they need the 24 hours.
Yeah, so day 1 was the cabin. Day 2 and 3 were both right here because we had to take a day off to unfreeze.
All right.
Question: do we know if the Hallowed Flames base is up in the mountain or at the base of the mountain? Basically, I'm asking if we're gonna have to climb it.
They are up in the mountain. I don't know if Gunther told you that, but he should have. And they're up in the mountain.
Okay.
We're going to need at least 2 days anyways, because it's still 6 tiles out.
All right, so the question I want to ask you as you look out in the distance, maybe preparing, it's probably not as smooth getting all set up now that you're camping out in this place. I think this is your first time actually doing this, and it's pretty harsh. It's really night and day between the cozy abode you had and actually hunkering down in the middle of this place. And it's probably a little grumpy when you wake up, but you get everything all set up and you're able to march forward. So where do you want to go, and how fast do you want to go, and are you doing anything else in preparation?
Here.
So a slow speed is a tile every 8 hours, correct?
A tile. Yeah. Well, consult our thing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should look at the document that says.
Yeah, it's 8 hours for slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 hours for normal and 2 for fast.
So you can go 2 tiles, 4 tiles, or 8 tiles.
In that case, I suggest we go 3 tiles at a slow pace or at a normal pace.
Yeah. Kind of what I was thinking too. Is
why don't we just go all 4?
Because
if we go all 4 the second day, we can go at a slow pace.
I guess that's fair. I mean, my thought was just that like we might as well like we're already gonna be splitting it across 3 days. We might as well just do it that way. But I guess we could do 4 and 2.
That just changes the number of rolls going from say.
1 day.
It lessens the odds of another abominabush.
I mean, it also lessens the odds of getting a max roll. So
fair enough.
it is a double-edged sword in a weird way.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, when has getting max rolls benefited us here?
The crossbow.
Yeah.
No, they're
apparently
not.
not freezing to death. With these rolls over here.
Honestly, I think just going the 3 and 3 is probably just like either way. It doesn't really matter too much.
I mean, what are we gonna do with those extra 4 hours, realistically speaking?
Rest.
I don't know what can we do with the extra 4 hours.
I mean, we could probably better prepare. I don't know.
Potentially better set up camp because we have more time before actually.
Yeah. Since last time it was pretty rushed and ended with us getting attacked.
Yeah, Crawl, direct this question at you then in that case. Is there anything we can spend extra time before actually settling down?
That's up to you. You can prepare in any way you like.
Right.
All right, so 3 and 3 or 4 and 2?
3 and 3.
Man, this guy really wants his high rolls.
Quill?
I'm fine with 3 and 3.
All right.
All right. So you're gonna go to here on this first
Yep.
day.
I mean, I feel like here is much safer because it's away from this thing.
I don't think I mean, we're pretty far out from the lake, even from over here.
Water is
I'll-
bad.
I don't
It doesn't
think
matter.
monsters-
Woo!
That's your
Okay.
final answer.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So you decide to, after last night's encounter, you decide to go a lot stealthier. You're gonna stay a lot lower. You're gonna maybe cover yourself in snow to better camouflage yourself. And you take.
Oh, I don't think we were going into slow pace, were we?
This is normal pace.
Oh,
We
okay,
just
you're
go
going at a
3
normal
tiles.
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
still
we are-
moved
we-
3 tiles.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we are going at a normal pace. We're just going 3 tiles at a normal pace,
All right.
so we can
Yeah,
give
'cause-
ourselves more time.
Yeah.
that is slow. Have been 24.
So
We're
yeah,
gonna walk through.
it did get colder, but your clothing it seems to be keeping you just as insulated as before. It's you feel it kind of some of it go through, but well, we'll decide if you actually feel it later. But you come across a kind of cavern going through the towards the mountain, and there's it's kind of like a break off path. There's a cavern that goes kind of towards the mountain, or you can kind of go to the right of the cavern and just ignore it completely. You see this opening in this cavern.
Does it look like the cavern's kind of going straight there, or?
Yes, it definitely does, because you can
Okay.
kind of see the end of it kind of off a few hundred feet.
Few hundred feet.
So
Yes,
we
sir.
can we see the other end of the cavern, or
You can't really see it in like the other end of it, but you can see kind of the cavern itself kind of goes off that way.
okay?
Yeah, like you can't really see the exit from this side.
I have a new and bold plan. Ignore it.
I mean, it'd provide better shelter from the elements, but
Be in that cave, I wonder.
what's the weather like right now, Crow? I mean, does it look like there's a storm nearby, or is it like nice and sunny?
Do a nature check.
Uh oh. Oh wait, I've got int in this campaign.
Oh, whoa.
It's not great, but let's see what it does. 19.
Yes, you look off into the distance, and you see these very gray, dark clouds kind of rolling in from the east and kind of going in towards your direction. You think by nightfall there is going to be a pretty heavy storm.
Thunderous has spoken. We go to the cave.
And I'm going to say this too, that only happened because I rolled a d8 and there is a 1 staring me in the face.
Oh.
I thought it was because we had bad hex flower luck.
Yeah. All right, you're going to go into the cavern. You don't think... The problem is, you can go in the cavern, but you don't think the storm is going to blow over till nighttime. So you'd be kind of stuck in here if you actually wanted to avoid the storm.
It is
Well,
better to be stuck and not dead than to be dead from snow.
So we're gonna have to basically dig ourselves out after the storm passes. And
Man, wouldn't it have been great if someone had create destroy water in a 50-foot long bucket?
Well, I mean, we're on day, 4 of 2 weeks, and we've got extra time because we left early or something.
Yeah, we've got 11
Yeah.
days left.
Am I allowed to put a sticky note to keep track of the days?
Yeah,
Oh, right, I've-
yeah, you can graffiti except Rennials, and there's no Rennials allowed to be graffiti. Important.
And Sinbad will eat them.
I like how he preemptively says this, knowing.
Sad face.
There we go.
What if I?
All right, so
But yeah, I think we can afford to camp out in a cave,
yeah.
assuming there's nothing in there that wants to kill us. We'll find out.
Well, I'll actually assume you found the cave right here, so maybe we can sticky note it here. Not that big.
There's now a sinkhole.
And you're the cavern.
Okay. So this
I
is
see.
the
we've
fourth
got
game of the day.
we've got little markers in the map now for stuff we found.
Yeah. Actually, you guys can feel free to do that. Just grab one of the owlbear tokens, and you can note stuff on the map.
Neat.
Okay.
All right. All right. Yeah. You Sabrina, you do see like storm clouds rolling in.
Well, guys, it looks like we've got some bad weather rolling in, so we should probably go into this cave and maybe wait it out. We've got plenty of time to spare, and, well, I mean, we can basically see the mountain we're supposed to go to from here, so I think we can afford to just wait it out.
Yeah, and you can use fire spin on the snow to get us out, right?
No,
Why not?
because I don't know fire spin yet.
Scorching ray.
That's not fire
What's that?
spin.
Well, it's nearing evening, anyways. We might as well. Suppose some extra time to relax would be. Well, wouldn't be the worst.
Maybe we'll want to go and find some stuff outside the cavern before the storm comes in then.
Right.
I mean, you're just gonna find snacks for Bree.
I
Well,
mean, firewood is very valuable.
We
It's
do
fine,
have
if
that.
it's left over in the morning, I'll just have that.
All right, so I guess we're gonna go looking for stuff outside before going into the cavern then.
All right. All right. So, what do you want to look for out there?
I'm gonna look for a shard of my own. Everyone else can look
my
for
God.
firewood.
Okay, I
I'm
should.
gonna.
Bree's going to give the saw to Sigurd.
I'll add a saw to my inventory.
I'll explain the meteor finding mechanics. So, you find a meteor shard. Well, okay, it works like this. Each party member can do it. A success is an 18 Arcana, but if you get a 23, that counts as 2 successes. So if everyone in the party's doing it and everyone finds 2, you're gonna find something very good. But that's how it works.
Okay.
I just want my own sliver. They don't share it with me.
I don't think Sinbad can find anything higher than a 23 because of his int.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can.
Oh wait, he's got proficiency in Arcana. Never mind.
It
All right.
is quite literally impossible for Sigurd.
And Sigurd, you're gonna go and try and find firewood,
Yes, he's
All right.
just gonna go out and look for firewood.
I'm
Everyone
And-
else can go look for rocks.
and Aiden's gonna help him.
Mhm.
All right. So let's start off with Sigurd. You can do a survival with advantage because Aiden is helping you.
Okay. This is. I'm just gonna roll 2d20s.
Yeah.
And then. 16.
Yeah. There's many trees you've come across. Some are kind of either frozen or just kind of wet. But you find this good tree kind of behind where the wind is blowing, so it's relatively dry. So you can hack off a few pieces of firewood off of it and bring it back. Now, you two are gonna try and find meteor shards, right?
Yeah.
All right. So both of you give me an Arcana.
19.
You've got 1 success, but because that's only 1, you found nothing.
No, you let me down.
All right, so you are unsuccessful finding meteor shards, but as you kind of come back, you could probably say it's on account of the wind starting to pick up, and it's getting in your eyes, and it's hard to hear each other over the whistle of the wind that kind of cuts into your face.
Oh man, we can't argue with each other as easily now.
Well, you probably scream, and you
Oh, okay.
yeah, as it picks up in volume, it gets back to normal.
Aiden starts just sort of covering over his face at this point with as much of this, as much of the warm lining as he can, considering that he's probably having a much worse time than the rest of the party.
Yeah. You're gonna make your way for the cavern, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it goes kind of down, like on an incline, but not as bad as that last one. It's not like a slippery slide. It just kind of goes down, and it is a bit warmer in here. So we'll take that into account when we start doing the frost checks. But when you enter this cavern, who's going in first?
Probably Sigurd.
All right, as you're going down, it gets kind of dark in here with nighttime starting to settle up there. So are you going to carry a torch or a light source of any kind?
Yeah, he'd I guess, yeah, pull a torch out of his inventory or kind of look to the two fire types. Say, can we get a light source down here? It's
5.
pretty dark.
That's his job.
Okay, foosh.
Whoosh. You spit some embers onto this torch, and it kind of just erupts in a little burst of flame. When you do that, Sigurd, you're taken aback because you see yourself in front of you. When you realize it's your reflection, and as you shine your torch in this cavern, you notice there's these ice walls acting as mirrors throughout this cavern, and it gives off this fun house like effect as you see just different shapes and distorted views of yourself throughout this cavern.
Sigurd kind of glanced.
I didn't think places like this actually existed.
Aiden is immediately trying to make faces at the walls.
Sigurd kind of glances at like a weird short version of himself.
Yeah, it's that like really scrunched one.
Yeah. It's also
And
like
breathe.
it's super wide.
Oh, let me try that one.
Yeah. You see the scrunched one, Aiden, and next to it is like the one where you're like really, really tall, but really long.
Sinbad might be eyeing them out of the corner of his eye. He's suspicious of this place.
Yeah, it's very uncanny because, like your sister said, Sinbad, it's like a place like this you've probably never seen anything like it, and it gives off this weird vibe, like all these eyes watching you, even though it's your reflection. It's maybe a little unsettling.
He's gonna use produce flames, and he's gonna smash the flame into one of the many Sinbads.
Okay, make an attack roll on one of the mirrors.
Well, this is certainly Oh.
I'm like, it is not okay. 19.
Oh yeah, so maybe a flame sparks up on your tail, and you just swat it over, and one of the mirrors, the one where you're kind of wide and look kind of fat, it just kind of, there's like a big melt mark through it. It's unusable now.
Aw.
Sim, who knows how long it took for that to form?
It's better to know that it was naturally formed than to find out it was unnaturally formed when arms come out of it.
Well, I could have just cast a detect magic. You didn't have to destroy it.
You don't have a lot of those, you know.
She opens her spell book and starts casting it as a ritual.
Okay. All right, you gonna do that?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave her behind for 10 minutes.
Are there any other, like, is this just like a small room at the bottom of this cave, or is there
It's
anything
kind of
else
like a
down here?
hallway.
Okay, so it's leading down somewhere else.
Yeah, it's about 10. It looks like it kind of goes straight now. It's not going any deeper. In fact, it doesn't look like you went down, like you didn't go into the depths of this place very far. But you're gonna ritual cast detect magic.
Yep.
Oh no, is this a mystery dungeon?
Okay.
Yes, it is.
No, you can still see the exit. You hear the wind starting to whistle too hard. You hear that whoosh, starting to pick up. Are you guys just gonna sit tight while Bree's casting this for 10 minutes?
Yeah, Sigurd's probably gonna hold the torch up against the wall, see if there's anything of interest, but he's probably just gonna stay close.
Aiden keeps posing for a while until eventually he's realizing the eyes are kind of starting to be a little creepy.
Yeah. All right. You sit around. You sit down, Bree, casting this ritual, pulling out your spell book and these necessary components for it, and the strangest thing happens. You activate it and you detect magic, but you get the feeling that there was magic somewhere, but it like stopped. Like something
weird.
like reactionarily stopped while you were doing this.
There was magic here, but it stopped as soon as I started detecting it.
Like it just in an instant, it stopped as like a reactionary thing. But you do detect some magic coming from this place, and it's kind of in an offshoot area. You see, why don't you give a... It's coming over from the right, behind one of these crystals. Or ice.
Alright.
If you're going to tell everyone else, then they can help try to find the... Investigation, sorry.
Alright, yeah, she's gonna tell everyone, but... Alright, I'll make the investigation.
I am not
Oh,
proficient.
Nat 20.
well,
Oh
that
my-
works.
Okay.
All right, so you notice these as you're walking down this this cavern's hall. There is kind of this small passageway that leads to the right that's kind of obscured by the reflections. So it doesn't look like there's a reflection there, pathway there if you just pass by it. But if upon closer inspection, maybe touching it, you notice that, oh, that's just kind of an optical illusion. You can go to the right here. There's kind of a pathway that kind of goes off. And the magic is coming from that way.
Guys, the magic is coming from over here.
Good, let's go the other way then.
What kind of magic was it? Or was I not able to get enough information from that?
You get multiple. It's divination, illusion. Like every school of magic you feel going off in that way.
Oh, no way, there's a lot of magic over here. I could learn a lot from studying this.
You could also learn how to spring a trap.
Well, if you're so worried, why don't you go first?
If it was trying to mask itself, there's a good chance that it doesn't want to be seen. I doubt it intends for us to come down this way.
Oh, all the best magic is the stuff that you have to look for.
Well, let me be a little more clear what would happen there. There was magic close to you that stopped as soon as you activated Detect Magic. But this one has been consistent. It's been there as soon as you detected it's been there the whole time.
Okay.
Hmm.
She'll relay that to them.
Do you know where that other magic came from? Did it also come from down here?
Not so far as I could tell.
Hmm.
I mean, come on, let's be serious. What more do we have to do right now?
Sigurd will hold the torch forward and kind of take a few steps forward. Be like, stay close.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
You're going down that path?
Well, Sigurd and Bree are. I don't know about the other two.
Well,
I
seeing
mean-
that half the party's already going, he's going to start following
Yeah.
along. I don't know about this.
Well, congratulations. It appears you finally learned something that's not from Bree.
Supposed to be.
It was cool at first, but the eyes were a little creepy.
It was most likely some sort of optical illusion, nothing to worry about. At least I hope so.
I mean,
Those reflections didn't seem magical, did they, Sabrina?
Well, I would assume not, because once the magic went away, our reflection stayed.
of course, we could have tripped an alarm spell or a magic mouth computer.
Oh.
You and your magic mouth computers, would you get over that already?
What's a
It-
computer?
It's an ingenious concept where you use math and it starts going on and on.
Sigurd starts walking forward.
All right, so at least are you staying behind Sinbad and Aiden?
No, I'm gonna follow.
Yeah, we're gonna stay as a group because getting separated is obviously what you want.
Yeah. Okay. You go through this path. It's a little squeezed because it's so well hidden because it's not that large, but you all can get through there. To your surprise, it doesn't go on for that long. It kind of circles around in like kind of this sort of little spiral. You only go about 20, 30 feet when you reach the source of where you can see this magic coming from. And when you shine your torch up, Sigurd, you see a book with a latch and a key lock on it frozen in the ice, a block of ice. And that's where you detect the magic is coming from, Sabrina.
Okay, you said what? Could you repeat that one more time?
So you kind of went around in like a little sort of semi-spiral, and it led to this block of ice, kind of like the mirrors you've seen, except there's a book in there, a book with a kind of latch over the side of it that's making this lock, and it's frozen inside the ice.
Is that a spell book?
Yeah, either that or it's a glyph of explosions book.
Sabrina, do you have any way of determining the intensity of magic with your detection?
I mean, I would say all of the magical schools at once is pretty intense.
Fair enough.
So what are we gonna do? I mean,
I want it. I want it really bad, guys. Okay, so you said it's frozen in a block of ice?
Yeah, it's like in the center of an ice cube, pretty much, except a
Ooh.
very large ice cube.
Is the ice cube hollow or solid?
It looks solid.
Is the ice cube melded to the floor?
It's melded to the wall.
Oh.
Okay. No. I guess this gives us something to do before we go to sleep tonight.
You want to go to sleep with that thing nearby?
I'd rather we set up camp further out, closer towards the entrance, but maybe...
Well,
We
I
could
mean,
spend
all
some
things
time down
considered,
here.
this is a pretty defensible position.
It's a
Yes,
dead
but
end.
there's-
How is that defensible?
There are no exits. And not all of us are capable of teleporting at will.
She's not really paying attention to what they're saying, and she's just kind of flipping through her spell book for anything that could potentially get this out.
Sabrina,
Yeah?
maybe
gonna- I'm gonna paint the ice around the book blood red, and it's the schematic only, so no one can hear me do this.
Okay, yeah. So as you're looking at this book encased in ice, it just starts turning red. Just
Do I detect the magic that Sib is using to do it?
I think detect magic only lasts a minute, so I'm probably gonna say it's over by now.
Oh my gosh.
I believe it lasts
10
for
minutes.
10
Oh,
It
oh
lasts-
yeah, then definitely it's coming from him.
Sib, knock it off.
It's dangerous.
Wait, what?
I see.
Don't pay any attention to the blood red ice. It's just Sib. He's playing with it.
Oh.
Okay, here, let's see.
She stops flipping through her book and she opens up her bag and she starts looking through it.
Let's see.
And she pulls out a hammer. She pulls out a pickaxe. She pulls out a crowbar. She pulls out a shovel. And Sigurd's got her saw.
Yeah. Sigurd will give her back the
If you're
saw, actually,
wanting
if
to
she
get
wants.
that out, maybe I should be the one handling this again.
I could just blow up the cave. That'll get it out.
That sounds like an awful idea.
It
That
really
could also
does.
damage the book.
Now the
Yeah,
book
let's-
would be fine. We wouldn't.
Like, again, why are you suggesting we...
It'll get the book out.
He's reckless. Don't pay attention to him. Alright, unless you two have any sort of tricks up your sleeve, it looks like we're just going to be relying on the strongman to break this thing out.
Here, maybe Sigurd sort of starts holding the torch up to the ice. Maybe
That's
trying to melt the ice would help assist in sort of breaking it off.
Okay, so hear me out. Okay, if we set up camp right here, and we just keep the fire going, it might help soften the ice so that you guys can break it out better. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws right now.
You could just have me hold a flame to it all night too.
I have
Something tell.
I have a potentially... no, Dad said not to open that.
Open
Yeah,
what?
no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a poor use of the coal.
yes.
We would have to go back for more.
Yes, let's not do that.
Okay, so I've got some oil here. If we put oil on top of it and light it on fire, maybe that would work?
That could also potentially damage the book.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if the book lights on fire and Bree can't read it, we would lose nothing.
I mean, what's most important is maybe just getting the book out and then we just thaw it.
Yeah, let's go with that. We don't need to completely get it out. We just need to get it small enough that we can carry it away.
Let's unfuse it from the wall first, at the very least.
All right. How big is the block of ice?
About 10 feet.
Oh,
Whoa!
Yeah.
And it's like smack in the center of it.
Yeah, it's like right
Great.
against the wall like a mirror, and it's like 10 feet by 10 feet, so it's kind of in the middle
How
of
big?
it.
How big is this room?
It's about the cavern walls go up about 15 feet, or no, about
Aw.
15 feet.
Never mind. All right. Shatter.
Why do
wood
we all
kills.
have to keep going into caves where if I use shatter, we all die?
Oh well. Oh well.
I mean, I
to-
feel like our best
DM
option is just Sinbad blowtorch mode.
could also potentially have the construct try to help chisel away at it.
Yeah, we'll just have all of us help try to do it and see how things go after about an hour and see how far we get.
Okay,
I guess Sigurd will take his hammer and a pipe and
so
try and chisel at it.
the way I'm going to rule this is you're going to do a group athletics check unless you're using magic to maybe melt it away.
Okay.
Then you just pass the check. But you're in order to get this thing out, you're probably gonna have to go at this all night to get it out in a block. Like my guess is like you want it in a block and you're just gonna thaw it out later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to go through the night, and that probably means you're gonna take a exhaustion, and that's if the people that are chipping it out and pass their athletics check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Rather than keep watch, we can just take turns hacking at one spot or blowtorching one spot.
But remember, this is a 24-hour one, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm
we're
taking
gonna-
into account. Like, you're definitely going to get it out before 24 hours, but you're going to be doing this for hours, is what I'm saying.
okay.
We've got the time to do it.
We do.
Sure. We do have the time, but
If Bree assists with Scorching Ray, would that speed it up since that's a leveled spell, or not really?
I'm just assuming you're using any fire here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait.
Unless you can think of any other way to get it out.
So I could technically make myself a set of mason's tools, but I don't know if that'd be much better than like.
Actually,
smiths.
I have a better idea. So hypothetically, if I were to activate a soul stone and leave it on top all night,
oh what?
I mean, yeah, that would probably just make it melt kind of through it. It just kind of melt and go through the ice. Like,
yeah, until it hits the book, and then we just pull the book out.
Oh yeah.
No, the stone's smaller than the book.
How
yeah,
do you know that?
the stone kind of fits in the palm of your hand. This is kind of a large, like, grimoire.
That
But-
would, however.
But it would
like,
get to it, yes.
that would
Yeah.
get to it, and then we could carve it out.
Yeah.
That might actually have a generally easier time getting it out that way then, because if you have a hole in the thing, you could probably find a way to split it open easy.
But I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
say after you use the soul stone this way, it's null because you're leaving it on ice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was expected.
Yeah.
I am looking at the mason's tool because I see it's got a chisel in there.
Yeah. You'd be doing that if you're like up all night chiseling it away.
I say we go with automation and just do the soul stone and then chisel in the morning.
That
And
sounds
just
a
like
plan.
try to split it apart.
It's better to try to split it apart from the inside out than to have to hack your way through 10 feet of ice.
Yeah, that's going to be an
Yeah.
easier time getting the thing open up and then just break away the ice now that you've got a starting spot.
Mhm,
All right.
absolutely.
If you three are okay with doing that, I'm all for it.
All right,
I
goodbye,
am
soul stone.
probably going to at least spend an hour, though, just making myself a set of mason's tools here because I can do that.
All right. Yep. Ooh, excuse me.
Soul stone has been deployed.
So you put it on, and you sort of see it just kind of start to sink almost. It's not doing it at a rapid speed, but you maybe turn away for about a half an hour, and you see it's kind of there's like an indent in it now, the ice.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So, other than that, are you guys just gonna hunker down and set up camp?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think so, for the
Bree's
time
gonna
being.
Bree's gonna set an alarm near the. We're holding up in this little alcove, right?
Yeah, you're in the alcove
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, she's gonna set an alarm near the entrance of it.
All right. All right. Since you are in a shelter, and that is going to make this check a lot easier to make. So everyone is gonna do a frost check for me now.
Okay.
Right.
One second, because my sheet did not like me doing
My
them.
modifier is 20. Do I have to?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Okay, 17. Do I have to?
No, you don't have to.
Oh wait, what do we have
15.
to?
If you beat
15?
15 with your constitution with just the modifiers, then you're okay.
Okay, then I don't need to make that check. I've
Yeah.
already got the 15.
Yeah.
Just for clothing.
Wait, does Fire
we're good.
too? Because he's still.
I'm not wet.
Just
We had a
had a
day of
second.
thawing out.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, I
he-
mean, but your clothes are still. Messed up, are
No.
he changed his clothes, right?
I mean, during the 24-hour period, they were chilling with the fire and stuff. I thought
Did you have a second set?
I do, but the first set is warmer.
It's it's hard for them to be completely dry, just considering the environment. But you do have a spare set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you should be fine. It's still okay. Let's do it this way. Roll a d6, and on a 6, they're dry.
We win!
Okay, well, the dice say it be.
All right, I win.
Maybe
it's
it's
plus 20.
Maybe it's because the soul stone was next to it, so when you're pulling it out, you maybe packed it in such a way that the heat was just captured in your backpack, and as you came into the cavern and set your clothes by the fire, you find they are warm. They'll probably be warm by the morning. Or they're warm now. You already did the check, whatever. All right. You find it to be a good idea. You hunkered in this cave as you hear and almost feel the blizzard outside just blowing. You see some snow kind of fly through the cavern, and it's doing the same thing to your fire again, and it's constantly going out in the night, but you have 2 fire types to help that. But the night goes on without any event, and when you wake up in the morning, you see this stone has gone through and is like on the book right now.
You're gonna get me a new one, right, Bree?
Depends.
Do I have to go color the book again?
No. Okay, boys, do you think that you're gonna be able to get that apart now?
If we can get up there.
Yep, you could probably easily get up there through, well, I could just make you do an athletics check to get up there, but it's not that high. It's 10 feet.
Okay. Yeah, Sigurd would ask for the pickaxe.
She'll give it to him.
Okay.
There was a pickaxe, and actually, Aiden's gonna ask for the hammer. He's gonna use it with the chisel.
Okay, she'll give him the hammer.
Okay.
Bree's just the person next to the mechanic when the mechanic demands tools.
All right.
Alright.
So to sort of explain what I'm thinking here, because I know it's a mason's tools and stuff, but I specifically saw that because there's a chisel in there, I want to do the sort of thing where you put the chisel in the spot and then use the hammer to help drive it in,
All right.
to help chisel away at spots in the ice and start getting some cracks to break this thing open.
And what's your method going to be, Sigurd?
Sigurd's mostly just like doing. I'm thinking that like Aiden is doing more precise sort of breaks in the ice. Sigurd's more so just going straight to like hit hard and all that.
All right, so you can do an athletics for me, and Aiden can do a sleight of hand. Oh, and
can I use Giant's Might to assist me in this?
oh, sure, yes, definitely. And you
I'm
never-
gonna help Aiden by spotting cracks.
Okay, you can have
That's
advantage too.
Nice.
Okay, so that's a 21.
Thank you for the advantage. Oh my god.
Plus 3, how's it feel?
All right, so you got a 21 and you got a 14.
14.
So you definitely think you can get it out, but you're gonna have to spend a good chunk of the day to get it out.
Okay.
You're
Still got time, really, because that was another day. We're down to, was it 10 or 9 left?
You're gonna
How
hit.
long does alarm last?
You think you're
8
gonna
hours.
hit about mid-afternoon by the time you do this.
Is the storm still going, or is it past?
You'd have to go check. You don't hear it, but it's also pretty dark in here. How many torches do you have?
I mean, Sigurd did one.
All right.
I've still got 10 left.
Okay.
I have hand fire.
There is the
so-
campfire, though I guess the firewood's probably out at this
Yeah.
point.
Right.
Sigurd does have extra firewood, though, so he could just toss them down.
Yeah. You estimate it's by like mid-afternoon you can probably excavate this thing.
All right, I think we're gonna do that.
All right.
While that's happening, you should do another detect magic to see if it runs away again.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's see if the magic came back and then left again.
Are you ritualing?
Yes.
All right.
Actually, yeah, I would have ritualed. I'm not gonna metagame and say not that she's not.
You can change your mind too because
You can be halfway through the ritual, close your book, and say, "Screw this."
yeah, totally.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to use a first level spell slot to cast detect magic.
All right. Roll initiative.
Oh,
Just you. Just you.
my.
Just me.
It's in your mind, Bree.
Okay. Yeah.
Me too.
I got a 2. So so you go to like cast a ritual, but then you slam your book shut and just pop detect magic off, and there's magic coming from Simbad that disappears when you do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Just kinda look at Sid.
It's probably funny because you probably at this point Sinbad's probably got like his head in the thing, pointing out to Aiden, sticking his head back out. And Aiden's like chiseling, and Bree's just staring at him, and he's not even noticing.
and
for
it
once.
was divination.
Sib, what the heck are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm helping getting your book out. Do you not want it anymore?
And just like last time, except you were a little faster on the draw this time, it like disappeared as soon as you cast a detect magic. It's like not there anymore, but it's definitely coming from Simbad.
Sib, you're not casting any spells, are you?
More
No.
notably, it's coming from his bag.
Sib, give me your bag.
It's the cards, isn't it? So,
I don't know. Are they magic?
I'm going to assume they are at this point, so because they're the most suspicious thing I have. So, I mean, I guess he's gonna quit helping at this point, and we're gonna start looking at the contents of his bag.
Okay, well, you can list your stuff for her.
I mean, obviously, the main things we're gonna be looking at are the Queen of Hearts cards, the daggers from the guys that we beat up, and maybe Gunther's letter.
Okay. What are you noting in particular? What are you looking for?
Well, the magic's gone, so
I mean, he keeps hiding whenever we cast detect magic, so I'm assuming the only way to know for sure would be to lay out all of his stuff on the ground and then cast detect magic.
This is concerning, guys. I think we might be being watched.
I figured that the cards might have been bugged, even though Estelle told me they weren't.
Sigurd just kind of mutters from, oh,
sorry.
your alarm is going off.
Yeah, it's an alarm. 5 p.m. alarm.
Not the game.
Did you know that it's 5 p.m.?
So what are you gonna do here?
I
don't
mean,
know.
if the sister is willing, we just lay out all the stuff and cast detect magic, see which one it is. That's the best thing I got.
I guess so. I guess we can try that. We'll try again, I guess, once we're done with this book.
All right. Yeah. So you're gonna spend a better part of a day getting this out. You up for that?
Do you think
Yep.
it would be best to get rid of whatever? I mean, if there's some sort of divination magic, do you think, and you think it's coming from the cards
Something.
that belong to the thieves? Do you think it'd be best to get rid of them? What if they're planning on intercepting us?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know if it's the cards. For all we know, it could
have
be the
come here with
bag.
it.
We don't know what happened.
Fair enough. I mean, I suppose I just think it would be best to not wait to see if that, well, what is afflicting that spell, or what
Besides, Bree,
is...
it's not like you're able to chisel out the book yourself.
And kind of looks up from the block of ice since he's, still chiseling away.
Maybe just, if we're going to worry about this, just burn the cards.
I mean, I'm fine with that. We should probably still check again once we get the book out, just in case.
Again, it could be the daggers.
I think it would be best to just check as soon as possible. I mean, you have no reason to continue detecting magic.
The thing is, all right, fine, but the thing is, they're gonna wait a while before trying to start detecting it, or to start watching us again, assuming this is some sort of scrying spell.
I suppose that is fair. In that case, maybe it is best to just burn the cards and then check afterwards. If they don't burn, then we know though that's the source of the magic anyway, since, well,
That's a
magic
valid
items are
point.
And she's
very
going to grab the
resistant.
card. She's going to grab the cards and throw them in the fire.
You see them like drop into the fire, and they start like shrinking down all black and just crumple up and turn into ash.
Well,
All the world shall turn to ash,
I suppose we'll check later. And it'll go back to mining away.
All right, so you're gonna spend a better part of this day getting this thing out.
Yeah.
All right, everyone roll a d8.
Yo. Uh-oh.
Nice.
Uh-oh. All right. Yeah, you hammer away at this, and you between Aiden and Sigurd kind of chipping this thing out, you eventually get to a point where you could see the book. It's still like encased in the ice, sort of, but you give it a few good tugs. It is out and in your hand, Sigurd.
Oh. Sigurd is going to tug at the latch. Is it locked?
Yes, it is definitely locked. There's like a keyhole on the front of it. It's like one of those. It's like one of those suitcases that has kind of that strap going around it and has a lock on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No
Sigurd
key, huh?
will... Yeah. Sigurd shakes his head and sort of holds the book out to Aiden and says, "You said you were. You said you knew how to pick locks."
Yep.
Better hope it's not a magic lock.
Oh, don't worry. I've don't tilt it on or anything. But no, I've actually trying to figure out how to pick a few of those locks. I just really like how the mechanics work with all these. So
Well, maybe you should
It's a
wait
big
until
puzzle.
maybe you should wait until it's completely thawed. If you try to do it now, it might still be frozen.
I guess that's a better option then.
I would assume the rest of the book is fairly thawed at this point. I mean, the Soul
Yeah.
Stone was held up against it.
Yeah, it's relatively warm because of that. It's like this black cover. Almost looks like leather. But I know the implications in the Pokemon universe. Tauros.
What
It
are
looks
the
Tauros.
implications of leather?
Yeah. But yeah, there's the strap going around it, and it's a little heavy, but it's Sabrina, do an Arcana check.
All right.
Aiden, where'd you get that leather armor?
I know this Tauros,
It's a 9.
When you look at this book, you think a very adept spellcaster maybe owns this. You don't know how adept, but
Well, if we can get this open, this is really going to expedite my studies.
She just kind of looks at Aiden.
Do you really think you can get it open?
I mean, I can certainly try.
Good. Now study if we're being spied on.
Oh, right.
She casts detect magic again.
You're snapcasting it, just
Yep.
shooting it out there. All right. When you do that, all you detect is the magic items your friends are carrying, which I assume you've probably taken into account with the tech magic. No DM ever takes that into account. But you're kind of familiar with your friend's stuff and this magnificent, amazing book you're holding with all this magic in it. But you don't detect that divination that you did before.
Well, I'm not detecting it now.
Did she detect any abjuration magic coming from the lock?
Yes.
Well, it feels like that lock has some sort of abjuration magic on it, so it's probably an arcane lock, if I had to guess. You can still try to pick it, but I'm going to say you're probably not going to be able to open it no matter how good of a job you do picking it.
Well, it just makes it harder to puzzle, just figure out and just... Let me hold on.
He goes and pulls out the set of lockpicking tools from his tool
While
set.
Aiden is doing that, is there any writing on the book?
Not on the front cover. It is blank.
Okay. I guess I can't look at the back cover right now because Aiden's picking the lock.
You're gonna try and pick it?
Yep.
All right. As soon as you stick your lockpicks in there,
Uh-oh.
a lightning bolt shoots out, and you take 6 lightning damage. Almost like as you put it in there, it just kind of fires at you.
That could have been
Maybe
so
we
much
should have let
worse.
Sib try to do it. He's more used to that sort of thing.
Ow.
Are you alright?
It was unexpected.
I just told you it was an arcane lock.
I still
That's-
wanted to know.
That's how you learn and grow, is by getting zapped.
Alright.
You would know firsthand.
You would know
Sigurd,
secondhand.
Yes, by virtue of being your sister and being forced into proximity with you, yes, I have learned in such a manner.
All right, Sigurd, you're the learn that lesson.
Sigurd's gonna pick up the book and just look at the back cover.
All right. When you look at the back cover, it's very similar. It looks like a very bland book, but this is definitely a spell book. As brief, you can obviously deduce with your architect.
Mm-hmm. There are no sorts of, right scriptures on the outside.
What about the
Nothing
binding?
decent. Sigurd would look at the binding.
It just has this. It doesn't have anything on it. It's a very viewing it from every. You look at the pages and they look almost golden.
Ooh. Nothing.
Well, I guess we'll just have to hold on to it for now.
I suppose so. There is the rest of this cave. We have already spent a good portion of the day if you'd like to look into the rest of the cave, but
I
Yeah.
would ask if the Hallowed Flames could bust it open, but they'd probably rather blow it up.
We just hold on to it.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the bag.
yeah, we'll hold on to it for now.
All right.
And thanks, guys. This really means a lot to me.
I'm going to go deal with these
No problem.
burns.
Yeah, you kind of have this really bad black burn on your hand now, Aiden. Maybe you're used to it from working in a well, this is electrical and not fire. But all right, you're heading out now. It's about midday, so you've probably, if you're gonna like stop at 8:10, you've probably got only 6 hours left of the day.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't much else to look inside the cave to explore.
Not really. It's
Okay.
just this. Unless you think, unless there's more of these little offshoot alcoves, you don't really think so.
Okay, then I suppose we shall keep going.
All right. Yeah, you get another one of your torches. Your other one is burned out long since.
Let me consume
Better mark that one.
a torch.
And you march through this cave a few hundred feet, seeing these distorted images of yourself being reflected back at you. And it's kind of unnerving, because sometimes you think it's not reacting according to how you're moving, but is that just your imagination? But you continue through, and you notice, because of the blizzard last night, the snow has piled up in front of the cavern, and it's kind of blocked off a bit.
All right, let's go water bending.
You're using it, fine. Your new powers. So maybe it's like you don't feel so good all of a sudden seeing this problem in front of you, and you start like moving the water all of a sudden.
Get the snow out of the way.
Yeah.
I want out of here now.
Yep. So yeah, using your new powers, Sinbad, you take the snow in 5x5 cubes and just start like putting it to the side, and you see light kind of break out, and you're back out into the wilderness. As for the temperature, who wants to roll 3 d20 for me?
Let's see who rolled the
I
one
rolled it
last.
last time.
Oh.
44. Is that a good or a bad thing?
I don't think that's good.
That is not a good thing.
No.
It is notably more chillier out here when you venture out into the wilderness. The snow is a little deeper than you last remember. Some of it is piled up into these banks. It could be close because, like, maybe the altitude's kind of increasing as you get closer to this mountain. But it's definitely, you're feeling the effects that you have not felt before in this place as you travel through the rest of the day. And where are you going with your 6 hours?
All right.
We could just go back in the cave and not have to roll a check for 36.
Given that we only have 6 hours, we could move here and we could get there at a fast pace if we want to be really funny.
I mean, we could. It would, story flavor wise, especially cold. Let's move fast.
I'd say we just move one more tile northeast. Are y'all fine with that?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna get jumped anyway.
All right. You don't know that.
You did get
Yes, I
you did
do.
get an 8 earlier.
You
We
don't
got a 1, and we also were bugged the entire time.
You don't know that.
I know we were bugged the entire time.
we do know we were bugged. Yeah, that is true.
We don't know. I mean, it could have been a card that casts divination once per day if we tuned to it or something. It wasn't
these-
that. We were totally bugged.
This ice has these D8s are not canonical.
Yeah. All right, so you're moving here.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
the advantage too is you know this place now, and it's on your map.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
you
true. We
you
can
can
go back.
you can call it whatever you want, because maybe it's a new discovery, so you don't have to call it cavern. You can call it something else.
Spellbook, cave.
That is not what
No.
I meant to press.
All right.
How did I press?
I would have called it
Spellbook, cave book.
Spellbook cave book.
That's his name now.
All right.
Sure,
Gosh.
sure.
After Spellbook Cave Book has been discovered, you venture out, leaving it behind. And why don't you all do a D8 for me again? These are all gonna pile up.
Oh,
fear.
Fine.
You're fine. All right, now we're gonna and you're setting out camping. So you're gonna do some few checks here. You're gonna do first your frost check, and it's going to be 20 this time.
oh, hey, I don't have to roll.
Yay, no roll.
I think we determined this that even if I get a 1, that's still a
22.
Ooh.
You were so close to.
Jeez.
I mean, do you have a modifier of 19?
It's a 19 mod, so I don't believe I roll.
Yeah, you're good. So now we're gonna do your activities. What are you gonna do for the night? Are the meteor shard siblings gonna go meteor sharding?
I need one.
Would I still need? Would it only take 10 minutes for me to cast alarm around the campsite? So that probably wouldn't eat into this time, would it?
No, not really. If it was gonna take an hour, maybe, but.
All right, shard hunting.
So Arcana if you're shard hunting, Survival if you're looking for a good shelter.
15.
Yeah.
No.
Shelter thing.
Shelter time.
Dragged down by the sister again.
14.
Sadly, you don't find any shards. Sigurd, you do find a place. You don't. It's not the best. What are you doing, Aiden?
I was also doing. That was just the survival. Excuse me.
Okay. Sigurd's is. It's not the best place. Your fire might go out in the middle of a night, but it's kind of unlikely.
Okay. Kind of like, I don't know.
AKA if I get a 1 on this D12.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just rolled it. Yeah, that's what you find. You find a shelter that.
Okay. Kind of like a little alcove, I imagine.
Yeah, just like this outcropping with maybe like a big boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get more in the mountainous area.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll set up there.
Are you gonna hunkered? And sadly, you didn't find any meters because you got 1 success, but you need more to find more of them.
All I want is a sliver, man.
All right. So we're gonna hunker down for the night. We did our rolls and everything. Your flame did not go out. You do have to like reset it every night, but you're all taking watches, so you're good. And we wake up into the next day. You are near the mountain.
For this final trip.
We did spend an additional 24 then, so we're not.
Yeah, you took another 24 here.
We took another 24. Okay,
so that was
is day 7.
6.
No,
or wait,
the 20 day.
You did not have to spend 24 hours because you only moved 4. Or less than, yeah, it's more than 4 you have to do it, but you only moved 4 from here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Day
So just
4.
to be clear, I recovered those spell slots that I used up.
Yep.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's day 6. We've got our things recovered, and we're setting back out.
Yeah. You're pretty close to the mountain at this point. Are you just gonna head there?
Just gun it.
Let's do it. I'd say normal pace probably, because it might take a little bit longer to get in through the mountains proper.
We do have to climb.
Yeah, we do have to climb. So
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just normal it.
to get there, let's normal it.
All right.
We're almost there.
So you're heading towards this mountain. What seems so far away in these past few days is now right in front of you, and it's this great mountain that just reaches the clouds. There seems to be a... I'm not going to make you do perception because that's stupid. You can see footprints kind of going up to the mountain in like a uniform arrangement. Kind of... even though the blizzard went by, it seems like these they're still kind of slightly visible in the snow, kind of going up the mountain. It seems like lots of people going up the mountain.
It's that the trail here is pretty well trekked.
They either leave this place a lot, or they have a lot more people than I thought.
And it's that cold out.
Well, it is a fairly large religious organization, as far as I can tell.
Well, if we want to get there, we should probably just take the path they take. Ostensibly, they would have taken
The path of least resistance.
Yes.
All right. You're gonna climb the mountain. It's
Yeah.
You're not really climbing it. You're more kind of traversing it at the moment. You're not like getting the ropes and like pitons out or anything. You're kind of just walking up it right now, up this path.
Just follow the trail. It's like a hike.
All right. So you begin to ascend this mountain, and it's slightly wrapping around it. So you're kind of going in this direction.
Oh,
But you're kind of going through it as well. This is all taking place on this tile, really.
Oh, okay.
Because there's multiple peaks to it, but there's like one big one in the middle. You can all do for me. You're gonna do a group athletics check just to see how well you're kind of getting through all this. It probably won't be that hard because. Are you guys wearing? Did any of you get snowshoes?
I have snowshoes
yes.
and crampons.
just snowshoes.
Bree has both.
All right. What about everyone else?
Sigurd has snowshoes.
All right. You can do that with. You just move normally. All right. Yeah. So just do the check.
Oh, okay. 19.
Just a raw d20. Yeah, it's athletics. 16.
Wow.
So you all passed except Sabrina, but because this is a group check and a majority of you passed it, you're able to help her, who's probably not as strong as the rest of you.
I like to think that the snow is a foot high, and so therefore she's the only one buried in it.
You just see these ears poking out.
Help me!
Hey, Sib, can I ride on your shoulders?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You gotta reach down and pick her up like a cat.
It's like this, like the snowball in your hand, and you blow on it, and
Kind of shakes it a little.
yeah.
Oh no.
The snow.
Thank you.
But you're getting pretty high up this mountain, and it's beginning to look like you look behind you and look down, and you just see the ground start to just disappear below you. That is until you reach a kind of a crevice, a gap in the ground separated by a rope bridge. But there is something going on there. You see 4 figures there that seem to be in a conflict. There is a Charizard wearing this very radiant pieced armor covering her vitals and most of her appendages, like on the shoulders, on the tail, on the stomach, the shins, wearing a brilliant white cape behind her, where you see the wings kind of decorated in this filigree too, this white and blue filigree. There are 2 other Pokemon next to her, 2 Monferno, kind of dressed in a similar fashion, but just kind of less spectacular as her. And they seem to be holding weapons to what looks like a Nidoran that is wearing a bandana, some winter clothing, and he looks very roguish, like the Nidorino you encountered the other day. I should also mention she is wearing kind of winter gear underneath this armor as well, so she's not freezing. But that's what you see. They are on the side of the bridge that you are on. It seems like they're resolving something in the distance there.
That's a cabbage merchant, right?
Somehow I doubt it.
A what?
You've never had a cabbage before?
No.
Where do you live?
Bree's kind of rolling her eyes while he's talking.
I should ask, do you make your presence known, or are you hiding?
I would
I say we just get in line and wait.
Honestly.
Yeah. I'd
Not
say-
not really hiding here. We just, I mean,
The more order, the more waiting.
I don't think Sigurd cannot let his presence be known.
Yeah. Oh, well, I rolled to see if they see you, and they got a nat 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we just walk straight up to them, and they're
Yeah.
just still so focused on this argument.
They seem to be they're not really near the bridge. They're close to it. They're about 15 feet from it, but they're kind of off to the side of this cliff. And the Monferno are pointing spears at this Nidorino, and the Charizard lady appears to be saying something to them in this Nidorino. You can't really hear it with how far you are away.
Well, I hope it's good.
But you're gonna go up to them?
Sure.
I think so, yeah.
We'll probably maintain a safe 10 feet.
All right, you're not like walking right up to them, is what you're saying.
No.
Social distancing.
enough to
right.
be noticed, but not like.
Yeah.
Not to make it look like we're gonna mug them.
Yeah.
When you approach these Pokemon, at about I'd say 30, but because Sigurd's with you, maybe 40. They turn around and, like machines almost, they point their spears at you, and the Charizard says, "Who goes there?"
Mailman.
We have a delivery from Gunther back down near the docks, and he pulls out.
You mean from Calder?
No, I mean I don't think he's in Calder. He's like in the dock. He's in
I
between
mean, the
the
dogs
docks
are kind
and
of
Calder.
part of Calder.
Yeah, he's kind of at the docks. It could be kind of considered that, but
Sigurd's gonna produce the letter.
yeah. So you're gonna walk up to them.
Yes.
All right. She's gonna say, as soon as you say that, she says, "At ease."
Mhm.
And
Does that include the Nidoran?
the Monferno seem to be like restraining him almost with their spears. And you're gonna walk up to her and hand her the letter.
Yeah. How did I not write that down in my notes? I can't remember the name. I didn't write down the name of the person that we're supposed to be looking for.
Brunhilde.
Brunhilde.
She grabs the note from you and she gives you a once over, and then she breaks the seal and pulls out the letter. And she reads it over. And she gives you a warm smile and it says, "Well, this is who you're looking for. I'm Brunhilde of the Hallowed Flames. Pleasure to meet you." And she does a little salute to you and holds out her hand.
Sigurd will just return the salute.
Yeah.
Sinbad's gonna whisper to Aiden, "Is that your mom?"
No.
Oh yeah. You're a Trico.
She says to you, "Well, it's a good thing you didn't show up earlier, because it seems like you'd have some trouble. Isn't that right?" And then you see this Nidoran male kind of thrashing around. He's like, "I didn't do nothing! I didn't do nothing! All right?"
What seems to be the problem here?
We were doing a patrol down here, and we found him skulking around. Claimed to be with the Expedition Society, but we found this on him." And she pulls out a Queen of Hearts.
Those are bugged, by the way.
Bree immediately, as soon as she sees it, she's gonna cast Detect Magic.
A roll initiative.
Just Bree?
Yes, just Bree.
You're nat 20.
Maybe. Let's see.
You got that same sense again, but it shut off before you could tell where it was coming from. but it was close by.
Just
You
watch.
might want
It's
to be
gonna be.
careful with that. Like my brother said, we have a suspicion that those might be bugged.
What do you mean by that?
The Queen of Hearts puts a spell on the card so she can tell where her agents are.
She looks to the Nidoran and she says, "Is that true?" And he goes, "No." Well, luckily we're good at interrogation, so thank you for telling us that. That'll be some useful information. But it says here you brought us the coal to light our sacred flame, correct?
Yes. Who had it?
That would be
Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden's got it.
He waves it in the back and lifts up the little container.
Ah, that's it. You must be Gunther's son.
Mhm.
I haven't met you in person, but you and your father were good friends back in the day.
Wait. You and your father. So wait, would this mean in this case that Aiden recognizes her?
Do an intelligence.
Raw int check.
Yeah, just a raw in check to maybe
Memory check.
There is no history in your mind.
Good memory check.
19.
Yeah, you do remember Brun, like the name Brun. You've never met this person before, but you do remember your father bringing her up, and he was kind of good friends with her back in their school days. But she kind of took an oath of a Templar rather than he went to be a blacksmith. And they kind of it was kind of a fleeting friendship that kind of just separated eventually. But they. As chance would have it, I guess they met again here.
All right. He kind of just gives her a nod, though, since he doesn't exactly notice her. He's a bit quiet since just not being as well introduced, other than just the stories. Dad talked about it a good amount, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We haven't talked much in the years, but he did mention you a few times and said you're pretty adept at working the forge, and I can see that contraption you have right there, pointing to Becca Gross.
he does beam a smile when she points out his defender, and yeah, Dad ended up teaching me a lot when it comes to all about his work, and I think I picked it up pretty well.
That's good to know. She says, well, this note did say it would be the 4 of you. I guess 5 if you include him. But we can escort you up to the Camp Daybreak.
I suppose that would be appreciated. So you're kind of glances at the rest of the party to see if they're on board as well.
We need that coal to light the pyre, to keep the sacred flame going. It's been hard to keep it roaring well up into an altitude like this. It's been colder and colder throughout the nights. If you journeyed here, you probably noticed that blizzard we had.
Yeah.
Not really cold.
We were lucky enough to find a cave to hide out in during it.
Well, that's good. I didn't expect I didn't expect the climate to be this bad when we birthed here. It's colder than I could have ever imagined, but as long as we keep the flame in our hearts, it should warm us through any frigid temperatures. She walks up to you, Aiden, and she looks at the box and she says, "Is this it?"
Yeah, Dad put everything in here. Don't open it yet.
Yeah, I know. We can't open it yet because otherwise, we've got to keep all the life we can in it. And she grabs, not really grabs for it, but like extends her hand to examine it.
He'll hand it over.
Yeah. She looks at the container and she puts it in her kind of side bag. Well, thank you all for doing this. It means a whole lot to us. And she says, well, we can reach the base camp by nightfall. But we have to escort this one to get interrogated. See what this is about bugging these cards? Is that how you're watching us? And at this point, he's like the Nitterans being all like huffy, and looking away like he has something to hide.
Of course.
Yeah. But she instructs the Monferno to start walking across the bridge, and she begins walking too. But then she looks behind you and. Are any of you paranoid to cross this thing?
How stable is it? Does it look?
It doesn't
I'll
look
cross it.
too stable, but you're seeing these guys walk across it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Charizard can cross it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even so, Aiden's still a little concerned about just getting his Mechagoros across.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Don't
yeah.
worry, guys. I've got Featherfall ready just in case.
Do you have a better way of getting that across? Because I don't think it's gonna. It could probably support our weight, but just kind of like once overs this thing.
I really
How far
didn't.
across is the chasm?
It's about 15 feet.
Oh, that's way within.
Wait a minute.
Vortex warp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Sabrina, is there any chance you could do what you did with me at the lake and with the...
I suppose I could.
And now the Mechagross is on the other side.
That certainly is impressive.
That was the vocal component.
Bam, bam. And you begin climbing the mountain with her with this Nidoran in tow. And you are ascending the mountain. Because of this well-traveled path, it's certainly a lot easier. And you've got the support of these three with you too. They're kind of annoyed by this Nidoran kind of refusing to cooperate sometimes. And eventually you come to a stop when you're about 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And she says to you, the camp is just right up there. It should take another hour or two. We're going to take this one down to a cave we've fashioned into a prison.
Right.
Maybe we should have brought the other ones here too.
They do have a system.
Just follow the
See?
footprint. Just follow the footprints up to Camp Daybreak.
Right, we will.
All right. And she kind of goes off this like little offshoot that kind of goes around the mountain.
He won't. Or they won't be harmed.
No. We don't harm prisoners like this. As much as
Right.
a thorn in our side they've been spying on us, at least attempting. They don't face us with full force, knowing they're going to be fighting a losing battle. But they have sabotaged many of our plans. But the light decrees we shouldn't end troublemakers like this. This
Okay.
redemption is in their path. Still a possibility.
good to
And
know
she
at
kind of
least.
nods to you and gives you a salute that looks like some sort of religious gesture. And they begin walking to the left, and you've got kind of the mountain that still kind of goes up.
So we will return a salute.
Yeah.
Probably like an arm, like he places an arm, or his arm at his forehead,
Yeah.
like across it. Before looking to the rest of the group.
All right. Yeah, you've got kind of that offshoot that goes off to the cave they've made into a prison, and you've got the ascending slope.
I mean, we just keep going, right?
Yeah. you can
Unless
go-
we're going to ask the Nidoran if it was sent to intercept us.
Well, they're
Well,
taking
don't-
him away.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gone.
I don't think that he would tell us that anyway.
I
Yeah.
don't see much reason to visit the cells either.
Nope.
All right.
Just as they start walking off, though, you just hear Aiden from the back.
See, there is some amount of law and order here.
Well, see, Aiden, the thing is, it's their own brand of it. It's not an official organizing body.
But it's something.
It's
Oh,
something.
yes.
We'll have to find out if that something is good or not.
Well, obviously it's good. It's law and order.
Have you ever heard about truth and ideals, Aiden?
No.
Best if you don't.
Anyways, let's get this delivered.
All right. So a good 45 minutes to an hour of travel. You eventually see these like towers on this plateau start to these almost stone, worked stone towers start to emerge over in the distance, and you see this square base camp, and you see figures moving all about it, and there are two stationed at the front of it. It's like these wooden doors, these tall wooden doors, and around this square structure is, you can see spikes coming out of it, wooden spikes. Let me just see what else is about this I can tell you. You see smoke coming from the center of it. There's noise of movement. Sounds like stepping, crunching through the snow. And it is about, the encampment itself is about 20 feet high. Except those towers in the corner, they go up another 20 feet, a total of 40.
Ooh.
There you are in front of it. It seems like the tracks lead here.
So did what was her name? Brunthilda? Brunthilda?
Brunhilde.
Brunhilde.
I don't know. I don't know. Did she take the stone from us, or did she?
She took
Yes.
the stone. She gave back
Yep.
the note.
Okay, she gave back the note.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess at this point we can check the note, see what it says.
Yeah, the seal is broken. It basically says I don't have it written out, but the gist of it is it's Gunther writing out that these four are delivering this stone for you. They can be trusted, and my son is also with them. It'd be nice to see you again. And it kind of has his signature at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we might as well find a place to rest. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if there's much else that we need to do here.
Is there anyone else we need to talk to?
There's
No, I'm
two.
thinking about
You
the
can
way
see
back.
2 guards there. They're. Oh, that's funny. They're 2 pig knight kind of sitting there in the same kind of armor that you saw Brunhilde and the 2 Monferno in. A little less spectacular than hers. It's kind of akin to the Monferno, I guess. Then.
Is this area warmer than the outside?
You could see a big kind of. You see smoke over the in the encampment itself in Camp Daybreak. So there's definitely a big fire going.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out if this place is warm because of big fire or magic.
Could
Why
easily be a combination of the two.
don't you do a nature check or Arcana, determine if it's natural or magic?
Well, let's see.
Pick one of them.
Because, yeah.
Uh,
Well,
you'd probably have to get a closer look, but it's definitely a little bit warmer, despite the altitude and night coming in.
There's quite a few fire types out here. Though I suppose...
they're called the Hallowed Flame, and Reshiram is a fire type.
I was thinking more so that given, well, the state of things out here, they'd be more inclined to send fire types out here.
Also true.
Regardless.
I
guess
said
we'll
the
look.
taboo word.
Here you are looking at all of this, and I'm just wondering if. Well, I'm not wondering. I'm just going to flat out say we should stay here for the night because it looks warmer and more comfy.
We weren't questioning that.
I don't think there was much else. There's much of a choice, unless we want to, well, camp outside, just outside their base.
I mean, she was nice enough. Would probably free to stay somewhere here.
So yeah, there's 2 pig knight at the front.
Yep. They're
Okay.
standing there, kind of in a guard-like stance, with the spear off to their side.
I'd assume we'd approach them, show them the letter.
You're gonna approach them.
Yeah.
As soon as you do that, they break this dutiful guard-like stance and point their spears at you and say, "Who goes there?"
Oh, okay. Sigurd will pull out the letter, say, we've been asked to stay or come up here. We're
They grab
delivery men.
By who? As they look at the letter.
Brunhilde.
There we go.
That's when they look at you. What do you mean, Brunhilde?
The Charizard.
Yes. How do you know her?
We met her at the front gate. But if you're asking how Gunther met her when they were going to school. They were old friends.
No, I'm asking how you met her. She's been in base camp all day.
Oh, great.
Oh,
What?
I need to go to the.
One of them takes the letter and goes into the camp.
Sigurd's gonna dash down. It's gonna just start running back down.
Sigurd!
Alright.
Because she's on his shoulder, she's just like holding on for dear life.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna dash down.
Yeah.
You know that it's been almost an hour since you separated.
Oh crap. Right. Never mind. Ooh.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's too late. They've gone.
These 2 pig knights say to you, They read the letter and say, well, I can probably see what happened. That's why we need to do some precautions before you enter here. Aye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the pig knights gets to his knees and says, you'll willingly succumb to this spell. And it's a spell that only lets the truth ring in this camp. And he begins casting Zone of Truth.
Oh, okay.
We all knew that was coming.
Yeah. So it is a wisdom save, but you can willingly fail it. But he
willingly.
will know if you don't.
Yeah, Bree's not even gonna try. She's just gonna accept it.
Yeah, might as well.
Real Sigurd.
We're just all gonna fail it.
All right. Now, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Are you the individuals mentioned in this letter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you work for the Queen of Thieves?
No.
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 Do you intend to do any harm to Captain Uriel, Lieutenant Brunhilde, or anyone in our camp?
No.
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 That's when he nods at the other pig knight and says, before you enter, we have to take your weapons. You have to disarm.
Respectfully,
Sinbad just drops the 4 daggers at their feet.
I don't believe we have time for this sort of thing. She
Has Brunhilde been
so-
behind those gates all day?
He nods.
Then the Queen of Hearts may already have infiltrated the camp because we saw someone that looked like her at the front gate, and she took the coal.
We are well aware. On one hand, we understand what happened, but maybe that's our fault. Should have taken some more precautions to anticipate something like this happening. Hey, you should probably meet with Brunhilde, since that's what you came here to do. Well, and deliver that coal.
I don't believe we have much time. We should go
She's
back
already
down.
long
And...
gone. She's gone.
She's
long
only
gone.
it's only been an hour.
We're gonna send a patrol. We know these mountains better than you do. No point getting you lost all night. You'll just die out there.
We do.
Are you disarming
Yeah.
everyone? Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
He's
They
basically
can have all the daggers.
Bree's just kind of holding her spell book and just kind of looking at them with very sad eyes.
Better get these back.
You will, and you can hold us true to that. All right. He takes your all the stuff that you could use to harm someone with, and he takes it to another part of the camp. And once you're inside here, I guess you're entering from the south. You see there's one of those towers, those 40-foot towers on every corner of this encampment. In the center, there's this great pyre with this pyre with a roaring flame, but it's slowly diminishing. You could see some of these Templars and Paladins and clerics trying to keep it going. The fire types among them, anyway. This encampment seems to be in this perpetual state of readiness. You see just movement around from just the basic little soldiers and acolytes just walking around. Like someone's always doing something. Someone's chopping wood. You see some of these soldiers getting tended to by an infirmary over in the upper left part of it. There are like hundreds of tents you see kind of like made in the style. It kind of reminds you of Calder, except it's tents instead of these little dorms. There is a larger tent that looks more important than the rest because it's much larger. It has this kind of tarp over it. There is, you can see over in the bottom left, there's various weapons and boxes full of you don't know what. But these Pig Knight are kind of flanking you, kind of ushering you along. And when you see Brunhilde come out of the command tent, and she says to you, "They've informed me what happened. I'm sorry we couldn't have made this easier for you to deliver to us. We should have put patrols at the bottom of the mountain. We could have done so much more. I'm truly sorry you came all this way for nothing. It's, despite the circumstances, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lieutenant Brunhilde of the Hallowed Flame."
Sabrina.
I'm Sinbad. But do you know that the calling cards that the Queen puts out are bugged, right?
The cards?
Every one of her agents have a card with a heart on it. There's a spell on them that lets her keep track of her agents wherever they are. We discovered this a couple days ago, so she probably knew what we were doing.
She's never... She has sabotaged us, just not directly. We rarely catch them. It seems like they're spying on us rather than full-on attacking us, because our numbers and our prowess with weapons is probably what keeps them at bay, but that's good to know. And she looks to one of those Pig Knight and she says, "Go tell the captain that." And he kind of does a salute to her and he starts running off. Well, I suppose it'd be rude to just send you back on your way, so we'll allow you to stay in the camp for a night.
If there's anything we can do to help in this situation, I'd be glad. I'd be more than happy to do so.
No. You traveled over these harsh wastelands just to get here. It'd be rude to ask you to do anything at this point.
We traveled all this way, and, well, despite that, we've come empty-handed.
We were hoping to come this way to help people.
At the
We
very
still
least,
want to.
It's our fault we lost it.
Exactly.
Don't blame yourself for it. It wasn't you, it was that queen. She's been a thorn in everyone's side. No, we
it
may
was
not
us
have our
who-
agreements with the other groups here. We can certainly sympathize with them having to deal with her.
I just noticed Bree didn't detect any magic on her.
No, you didn't.
Which means she could be a ditto.
Yeah, I know. The lack of detection is not lost on me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose what we can do is we needed that coal to light our pyre up. Our numbers have been stretched pretty thin, and we've pushed out so far. And we can't afford too many of our soldiers able to still light the flame to leave this outpost. So, I think on the morrow, I'm going to head back with you to Calder, and I'll wait for that coal to be produced myself and take it here myself.
That captor, or no, I don't want to say that word. That double, she's only about an hour away. Well, 2, I suppose at this point, if they took off immediately. They have to be in the nearby area somewhere. If there's at least something we can do.
We sent off a detachment to go search the mountainside, but I don't think we're getting that back.
I don't want...
And night is coming. You'll just get lost out there.
Don't want to come all this way for nothing.
We can get another coal. We cannot get another flame. Meaning your life. It's more precious than any coal.
Fine.
We'll let you take one of the tents for the night. It's not the best, but certainly better than camping out there.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Mm-hmm. And we'll see to it your items are returned to you on your departure. You understand why we have to disarm anyone who enters.
She nods.
Yeah.
Yeah, as will Sigurd.
While you're here, do you have any questions regarding the Hallowed Flame? And what we're doing out here?
Well, we have heard about what you're doing out here, but it'd probably be better to hear it from you directly. Get your side of the story.
Well, we're here for the same reason a lot of these other groups are. We're dealing with this curse affecting those who cannot produce the sacred flame. But as long as one flame is still lit, it can light others. That's why we're trying to find the source of it.
All right. We've also heard that you're here about some sort of kinds of rocks that you don't like.
Yes, those accursed rocks that fell from the sky. Crashed into one of those sacrilegious places and spread those pretenders all over the place. And yes, we're out to destroy that. In fact, I want to show you something. And she takes you over to one of those watchtowers. It's a little hike away, but she's bringing you to the northeast one. So you're facing the east side of... You're looking out to the east side and the north side of the continent. You climb a spiral staircase. It's made out of stone up to the top of this tower, and she dismisses one of the guards at watch there, and what you see, first of all, is kind of this landscape, and you're above the clouds, and though it's freezing cold up here, it looks almost heavenly, like you're on top of the clouds, but then you realize it's just the air and atmosphere of the ice continent. but she points over to two things, or one thing, and you see this giant crown of something sticking out of the ground, and just this swirling vortex of clouds, and you see an occasional lightning bolt crackle off of it, just in a snap, and you realize it's the meteor. But what you also notice, which is not really bringing any attention to it, but there's this tower that looks like there's like a section of it missing, but it's still going up. Like it's defying gravity, and like the middle of it is missing. But she's drawing attention to the meteor off in the distance, and it's kind of on the farthest end, the most northeastern. I can probably show you on your map, actually.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
If you could mark those two locations on the map.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild mode. Wing! Wing!
It's over here.
Key area get.
And the tower is right here. But it's going, like, up to the sky.
Okay, so here and here.
Yeah. Tower is here. Meteor is here.
That's right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, that's the meteor over there. That's the reason we've pushed so far, is because we want to go out there and destroy it. I know others think we're foolish for doing this, but we have to, because there's those who want to harvest this thing. Can you imagine it?
Well, why do you think they're harvesting it?
I know what the MDRA are doing here.
What are they doing?
That thing out there caused those beasts running around this continent, and they want to take it and experiment with it? Could you imagine if that got in the wrong hands? That's why we have to cut it off at its source. We're not going to let them get their hands on that. No.
I see.
But unfortunately, it's too cold to go out there, and as I said before, we can't just leave this outpost unguarded. But that's why we needed the coal, to keep the flame burning. Everyone do a perception check.
Oh no. This can't go well.
Art has not been kind to me today.
Just to see if you see some more going on. All right.
Or in this case, 18.
Aiden, you see a strange sight. Over in this direction, there appears to be like this almost wall, very similar to that checkpoint that the Expedition Society made over here. But it's like kind of stretching along here. It's very large. It's very Great Wall of China.
Okay.
This. And there appears to be there's a building made out of ice, but it's not transparent. And with that check, Aiden, there's a lot of movement coming from it.
Huh.
And she says to you, and I tell you, things we've seen out here, you'd understand why we want to get to that as fast as we can.
But then the second question is, why is the Queen of Hearts trying to stop you?
You haven't been here long, I take it.
No.
A little over a week, maybe.
No one really knows what she's up to. She's a very mysterious figure. But I have heard she's been sabotaging the other groups as well. And no one knows who
Either
she is or what she's... Well, we know what she's planning to do here. She wants to appropriate this place for herself.
seems like that she's got her eyes on a prize over there. I don't think it's the meteor. I don't think it's the tower either.
Well, I don't know what she wants, to be honest. But we can't spare the forces to go after her either. We know where her scoundrels hide out. It's in those ruins to the south. But I'll tell you, every time we raid them, every time we get them back, we push them back, they just come back. There's more of them. They're hiding somewhere else. I know it.
Maybe we can find it. We found it. Perhaps a multi-prong attack could remove them.
Well, I don't think you're following what I'm saying. We went to those ruins. We wanted to get rid of her, but we cleaned them out, but they just fill right back up. What you gotta do is you gotta find the hive and get rid of the queen.
Well, if we were to infiltrate them, our chances of that are gone now.
We shouldn't formulate a hasty plan on the spot. We could deal. She has sabotaged us and set us back greatly, but she is not our concern. We cannot be distracted by her.
But we can.
That's why I'll head back to you to Calder. And we'll see what we can do when dealing with her. I'll probably be there for about a month, and that's how long it takes for the coal to reach the right temperature. But there are some things you can do for us that, well, we're kind of hard-pressed to do for ourselves here.
Such as?
Well, there might be another way to light the pyre.
That being?
We worship Reshiram for its guiding flame that lights our hearts. But Reshiram and its counterpart Zekrom were once one. Truth and ideals rolled into one. And it was here, on the ice continent, they were separated. There is a temple off to the south here. She probably has to go bring you back to another tower to go see this. But, over there is that temple. There's something called the Ashen Scepter in there that could possibly help us fight this curse on fire. It was created when the great dragon separated into three. But as they were separated, they evolved to a point where they were more complete as separations, ideals and truth. So it's like there's two sides of a coin. And in order to commemorate that, there was a scepter made in accordance to that, called the Ashen Scepter. It might not still be there. That's, the Expedition Society might have appropriated that. But we have to get back to Calder first before we dispatch you.
What do you think, guys?
You said it was directly south of here?
It's right here. You see off in the distance this large build. It's broken on the side, you notice, but it definitely looks like a chapel with the kind of dome towers, but it's seen better days.
You could just call it Tower, Taoer, Tower, because they're the Tau trio. The puns are necessary, you know.
I guess it makes sense, but you see also this like great forest right here. You see these trees lined in snow and ice. It just makes this large. It like encapsulates this whole area right here. Very different from like just kind of the secluded trees you saw away in the journey. They're more dense here.
Okay, so there's a forest up here.
Yeah, very large. Like, kind of encapsulates all this area.
Trees!
Just make a giant token.
Hold on.
Oh, that's
No.
all right.
Leaf.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, like that. But they're probably white, but we'll ignore that. Ah!
Prepare for continued ugliness.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
graffitiing the map.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll figure this out later.
There we go.
I don't see why we can't just head there right away. To be honest.
Do you have the supplies to go out there? Are you prepared for what's there? If you go back to Calder with me, I'm going to send a detachment to meet up with me later, and I can probably better prepare you if you want to tackle that place.
Let's see why not. I don't believe we're hurting for equipment, are we?
Not particularly, but we can certainly think about it as we take her back to Calder.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll certainly be a lot safer with me. It's up to you. You can go there right away, but I really wouldn't recommend it.
I don't think we should either. I think we should just escort
gets-
you back to Calder.
You've probably noticed it gets way colder as you go eastern. Now, we can't get past some of that cold. It goes right through our gear.
All right, we'll take you back to Calder then.
It stays pretty consistent along this line. I mean, you probably could make it, but it really is up to you if you're keen on going there, but it'd be much safer if you came back to me with Calder. I'm sure you encountered several of those pretender beasts on the way here, didn't you?
Yeah, we ran into a couple.
Yeah. And that meteor's what produced them. They probably attacked you unprovoked, too. Am I correct?
Sort of. I mean, we may have tried to saw one of their arms off, but that was an accident.
Mm-hmm. Abolition seems to think they could evolve into us. But could you imagine if those things got to the mainland? It's bad enough they're in those accursed places. And they're on the outside against Pokemon that can't defend themselves? You gotta be kidding
How
me.
could they leave? Like, the rules of a mystery dungeon, they can't pass beyond the barrier. Even if this continent is a mystery dungeon, they still wouldn't be able to pass the barrier.
Do you know that? I see them existing in this world. Makes you think they can't cross the ocean and get to the mainland. Got a whole other problem to deal with.
Although here, this may be offensive, and I'm sorry if it comes out that way, but why doesn't Reshiram deal with it? Or Rayquaza, who supposedly destroyed it in the first place?
And what would you have Reshiram do?
Destroy the meteor?
Can't get anywhere close to it. And
Not even Reshiram.
Do you know anything about Faith, son?
No.
If a god could do everything for you, what would be the point of living? We must guide the flame in our heart to melt the ice.
So Reshiram's just gonna let them invade the mainland and slaughter all of his followers.
Sid, please.
I.
Aiden's been a lot quieter than normal this whole time.
He's
I
afraid
think
of
we
the
should
fire
go
fox.
down there. As well, I mean, we are well equipped at the moment. See any reason why we can't just head down there? It's the least we could do.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you,
This.
but I'm just telling you, I'm headed to Calder. You'd be a lot safer with me. But
I think we should go back to Calder with her. Then, once we're more prepared, we can head back out there.
More prepared for what? Is there much that we need to prepare more for?
Well, I guess
Is
you
there
have
much more that we
point.
can prepare for? I mean, it's not like it's not like there's any reward we have or we deserve at the very least for
Dad's
this.
not gonna be real happy if she gets there and we're not there to explain.
She can explain that we're helping them out in other ways to pay for our mistake.
At this point, Bree's going through her bag and looking at her supplies that she has. How much food did we have to expend for those days that we traveled this session?
Oh, right.
I'm just going to do it. It's a ration a day.
Ration a day.
Even on the off days where you're just sleeping all day, you need food.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I assume you have the water just because there's snow all around you.
Yeah.
So that was...
I have 5 canteens and 2 vials. The water bending never stops.
Okay, so I think that was 2 for the day. She says,
We'll have to go back with her.
Yeah, we do not have the supplies.
Looks at rations. You have gone from 10 to 4.
Didn't we use good berries for some of the days?
I mean, only for the...
And also
Not for this session.
And also ate at the cabin.
That was last session. This is
Well,
this
yeah,
session,
I
which
mean-
was
Yeah.
a total of...
Which was a total of 4 days. No, not even, 3 days.
Oh yeah, I guess I'd only have 7 then.
Yeah, I've only got 7 apples left.
Well, I can bring some food to keep you satiated on the road back. But if you do want to go to the temple, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna stop you. If that's where the flame is guiding you, then you can go do that. But I'm just warning you, it gets a lot colder the more east you go. The more prone to blizzards.
Well, we're not really going that much further east.
Yeah.
But
I believe this is DM speak for we should not go that way yet.
No, you can go there if you want.
Would we be allowed back in here if we went and grabbed it and came back?
Well, if you presented such things in front of the guards, I'm sure they'd be mighty excited and want to use it right away, so of course.
now you don't know that it's there, right?
We
Like
don't.
you said, the Expedition Society
Yes,
may
they're
have gotten to it already.
yes, they're seem more concerned about treasure than they do helping folk.
I would cast minor illusion, but I don't have materials.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
No
here's what I'm
component.
thinking, guys. I think we should go back with her to Calder, and then we could potentially go to the Expedition Society to see if they already have it. If they don't, then we can head over that way. We'd be able to stock up on food.
Mm,
That
Oh,
might
that's-
be a good idea, actually, because they aren't giving it to us, no matter what we say. We're kind of butting heads with them at the moment. But if you forego, you're wild cards in every sense of the word.
And if they do have it, Bree, what then? You want us to go and try to table flip Apollo, who you so graciously gave our full name to?
No, we buy it from them. They're more interested in treasure. Let's just give them money.
we're-
I don't think we're that rich.
Well, I gave them an artifact for 100 gold. Maybe Apollo would be willing to return the favor and give it to us at a discount.
An
It's worth a
ancient
shot.
artifact since the beginning of time worth $100.
Sib, it's worth a shot. Do you have any better ideas?
My point is
Yeah, I
if they
didn't
have
think
it, we're
so.
not getting it.
we could head down south right now and see for ourselves. If it's there.
Yeah.
Risk our lives?
We've already risked them this far.
You guys.
It's okay. You can stay with her. It's safer for you that way.
I'm going to be on the boat of going back to Calder.
See, at least Aiden has common sense.
Well, in any case, that's where I'm going to be going, so you're free to come with me. I'm going on the morrow.
I'll try to beat some sense into these two on an overnight, and we'll get back to you in the morning. All right?
All right. She leads you back down, and she escorts 4 members out of this one tent, and there's 4 bunks in it. They don't look particularly comfy, but they're better than sleeping on the ground. They're very... You also notice, like, every one of these soldiers is carrying a horn.
Oh man, they took a page from those bokoblins.
You can rest here for the night. I'm gonna be heading down bright and early. So if you want to go with me, just meet me at the front gate.
All right.
All
we
right.
will.
Otherwise, Captain Uriel will guide you to the... Well, he'll show you where to go to get to that temple down there. Good night.
All right.
Good night.
Flame be with you. And she does that same salute. And it's like very uncanny. It's kind of like maybe makes some thoughts go through your head how like well this impersonator did this. Down to that detail. And she leaves you on your own.
So, Bree, remember what I said about saying our full name and the Queen of Hearts figuring it out?
I still don't see what you're on about.
She could see value in having a couple magic people around or as captives.
Bree rolls her eyes.
Aiden's been twiddling his thumbs as he finally speaks up.
So, I did think of a reason we're going to want to go back to Calder. Now that we know that she's going there and Dad still has the meteors, yeah, we have
might want to take those things back.
They probably already found the ones we brought with us.
Well, we only handed over our weapons, didn't we?
Yeah, you only handed your weapons. You have everything else.
Okay.
And spell focuses.
Oh, so she still has her spell book?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I thought that was your focus.
Or no. Your spell book's gone too. Like anything you need to cast a spell, and I guess you still have your cantrips. You can still do.
That means they had to take all of my tools.
Yeah.
I can waterbend still. And produce flames.
So,
Yeah.
Sigurd, how dead set are you on trying to get us to go to this temple?
Sigurd just sort of. She's probably like sitting down on one of the cots or something, silent, looking down.
Look, I'm just saying, it would be great if we could get it for them, but it would also not be great if we died doing it.
I don't think any one of us are happy with losing the. I should have known.
We.
Well, the worst part is now she directly knows we know, and she knows who we are.
Tib, shut up.
We made it this far. What's the point in going back if we just failed?
Sunken cost fallacy. Let's just head back to Calder, regroup, and see if we can't figure out another way to go. Like I said, we could just go to the Expedition Society and see if they have it. If they don't, then we can go and get it.
Or, just tip them off that they're looking for it, and they'll go for it, because they've already sent out their big scouting team now. We've got a head start on them.
So we're not even going to try? We're not even going to try to set things right. We have an option right in front of our faces, and we're not going to do anything.
I'm pretty sure the whole idea was we go back, figure out if the Expedition Society had us in the first place, and then if not, then we go.
He just sort of slumps down.
That whole plan will set us back a week at least. If
More
the
than
Expedition
that.
Society doesn't have it by now, they will by the time we get there.
It'll be far more than a week. And
Well,
I mean,
okay,
that trek
let me
down
ask-
there is only 2 days there and back.
we'd probably have to stop and rest a day.
That's
But-
fine.
Do you have enough food?
Yes, we all have enough food.
Well, I mean, I can just
a 3
continue-
days trek there and back. And I mean, Sinbad has Goodberry, does he not?
If you're looking, we'd have to really, really try to move if you're really set on doing that.
Fine. But if I die out there, I'm gonna haunt you. And if you die out there
She's-
too, I'll haunt your ghost.
Why don't you just go with her then to Caldir?
What, and let you take all the credit for finding it?
I mean, you can find out that they don't have it, and then we can come back with it, and we not have to worry.
She just kind of gives him a spiteful glare.
I like making these decisions.
Hmm.
You get
We could also try to track her down to the ruins. In theory, that's where she's going first.
We are absolutely not doing that.
She's long gone by now. The window of opportunity is long past. If we were gonna do that, we should have done that when we made it to the gate.
We wouldn't have known at that point.
But no. Well, when we made it to the gate, after, well, she was about 2 hours out from by then. We
So
could have caught up to her then, but now? I doubt it.
So it's kind of looking like a 2 against 2 here.
We could just both do our separate tasks.
That sounds like a recipe for at least one group getting killed.
Well, it's not yours. But at least our group will die with honor.
Excuse me?
I'm not saying that you don't have honor, but dying to set things right is an honorable way to die.
Are they
Or
changing your mind at all, Aiden?
I'm having even less reason to go. If I don't like that we failed, but if we go back, at least we can. At least they'll still get the coal in a month.
Well,
They'll
to be
get the
fair,
coal
they'd
in a month
still get the coal in the
regardless.
month whether we die or whether we go or not.
Now, whether we die or not is a good way to describe it.
Then, so literally, just why do we? No, if we go out there and we don't find the scepter, which means we can't bring anything back, which means.
Then we're going back to Calder anyway.
But we're also putting ourselves in a lot more danger if we go up to. Well, down to, but. I don't even know if I have enough supplies.
Have you also considered that the most direct route to Calder from the temple is directly through the ruins?
It's not through them, it's around them.
I'm not particularly keen on getting that close to them.
I never suggested doing that in the first place.
So
Well,
what, you just want to go there and
suppose
do
we made it to Three Dragon Moskwi, and there is no scepter, Sigurd. What are we doing after that? Because I supposed we would go back to Caldir. Where would you go?
At the very least, I suppose we'd go back to Calder as well. At the very least, we tried.
Yeah, but again, that's gonna take us near the ruins. That's her concern.
Oh, well. Well, we'd head back to the Hallowed Flames. I would at least hope they'd understand and allow us to stay a night, possibly buy resources if we're running low, and then we'll head back.
They might not let us back in if we don't have it.
The more you say anything about this, the more I just think our best option is just going back to Calder. Because now you're suggesting that if you go and then come back to Hallowed Flames and then they don't let you in and then you're stuck out.
Well, to be fair, we don't need to get food as long as I'm around. We'll be going slower, but we won't need food.
He's very much deliberating right now, but you can see, as much as he likes the idea of trying to make up for accidentally just handing off the container in the coal, he's looking in the direction that would be back towards Calder.
Yeah, you could. Well, you can't really see it over the walls, but yeah, in that general direction. Since it seems like there is indecision that I wasn't accounting for, do you want me to end it right here, and you could talk amongst yourself of what you want to do?
We might have to.
Yeah.
I mean, this is more in character indecision, not out
Yeah.
of character.
Yeah.
And in
It
terms
really
of
is
actual,
because of out of character. I want to go right to that temple.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Out of character, Quill's the only one who wants to go to the temple.
is that actually the case, and everyone else wants to go back to Calder?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm down. I am absolutely down to go to the temple.
Well,
Out of character as well.
my biggest thing with going to the temple is really just our supplies. I don't know if we have necessarily.
We're so fine on supplies, actually.
Good
I don't know why
berry is our
people are worried.
supplies.
I don't know what it is. I thought there was going to be a concern of like. Actually, I guess I was looking at this. From what I understand, we can actually get to the temple in what is it?
2
1
days.
day?
2 days.
Effectively,
Well, 1 day if we
3, 4,
run.
6,
If we
8,
run,
10,
yeah.
12, 14, 16. So if we were at a fast pace, we can actually make that in 1 day.
Do you want to risk that?
It's saves on supplies. It does mean there's a more likely crit or crit fail. It's a long distance, so it's a lot of rolls.
Yeah.
The main concern I'm looking at is where we go afterwards. If we can't effectively get back to the Hallowed Flame.
I mean, if we can't get back to the Hallowed Flame, there's always Spellbook, Cavebook.
I mean, I guess you're right.
I doubt. I'm.
We could try to
Pretty sure we
take
can-
we could try to take another way back. Maybe we could just, instead of going around the ruins this way, we could just try to meet at the
At the gate, yeah.
yeah,
the gate, which was somewhere.
Let's put a marker down
here-ish.
for that. Was the gate like right here, Crow?
Yeah.
Where was it? This close enough? Okay.
Yeah, it kind of divides through here.
Oh, why do you do that?
Or sorry, it's here. It's not close to the ruins. It's a little farther.
No, erase it. Erase it.
Oh no, you're on the wrong tool.
No,
Right.
there we go.
It kind of goes from here to there.
Okay. So,
There we go.
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so out of character, we're kind of leaning towards booking it down
I
here.
think
and
we've
then
I
going
think
up
we've
here.
tilted 3-1.
Yeah. Well, in any case, I think I'm gonna end it right there, and you can like deliberate more on this later, like throughout the day, because I'm getting a lot of. I know it's in character, but maybe you're gonna go with her. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe like
This is open. Don't feel it. You can go to the forest if you want to.
Yeah.
I'm not
Run off
railroading.
into
Yeah.
the woods and we're gonna run into the woods and never be seen again.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you our wonderful players for giving us a great session. Not many encounters, but it's certainly a lot of good role play. So yeah, we'll see you next week and see where they decide to go.
Oh man.
Are they gonna go back to Calder? Are they gonna go to the temple? Or are they gonna go? Are they gonna make a Hail Mary for the Meteor? Who knows?
Hail Mary for the forest. Someone
We're
wants to
actually
eat.
gonna go invade the ruins.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
kill everyone.
Maybe you'll do that. Maybe you're just really bitter and want to get some revenge.
Really angry. Yeah.
Kill every last one of them.
The temple, and then go to the. We'll stop at the temple, then the ruins.
We'll see you next week. Next Wednesday, same place, same time. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.